Hi, people. Happy Monday, June 29th, 2026. Team
Almost
Iron and
July.
Lace
That's
here.
crazy.
What?
It's almost July. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, only a couple more days. So,
Wild.
yes, it really is. Um, Today we're going to be covering training splits. But what did I write? On the trendy name. I'm totally blanking.
Split decision or something like that.
The split decision, finding the right training split for your goals and schedule.
Yeah.
There we go. Um, so we can just get right into it. Do you want to give us like a little intro, Shalise?
Do I want to?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I wasn't prepared.
I don't know. You said you love talking about training. So,
No. Yeah, I'm not prepared, Taylor.
okay. Well, as far as training splits go, I think that everyone it's like a little divisive. People really like to stick to their routine or what they know has worked for them. I know even coaches are very loyal to certain training splits. Um, so it'll be interesting to hear people's takes on some of the training splits that we talk about. I know I wrote down a couple. Shalase, you probably have some you want to bring up as well. But there's some main ones that I think at the end of the day, we all know that whatever training routine is going to get you into the gym, going consistently and lifting as much, like getting as much volume in that you can recover from, like that's going to get you the most results. So, whatever that is, that's going to be good for you. But there are some programs that like are useful in different scenarios. So, I'm excited to talk about that today, saying, like, well, this program would be helpful if you're someone who has like an unpredictable work schedule, or like this split would be not as good for you if you are someone who, I don't know, like likes to work out a lot in one week and doesn't want to just do like a 3 to 4 type schedule. You're more of like a 5 to 6 days per week kind of person. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's been interesting to watch, especially like a lot of my bodybuilding competitors going into lifestyle transitions, and very married to a certain way because they're so used to this certain way and this certain programming. And then we switch things up and they're like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. And it did challenge me too. But yeah, it's kind of funny watching some of their reactions of like, I don't understand this. This doesn't feel the same or whatever. But then after they've done it a couple of times, they're like, oh, okay, no, I get the point of this and the benefit of this over this one. So yeah, it's definitely, I mean, just like anything else, it's customized, right? We do it based off of what we know that they can do. Like what realistically can you do during a week? And let's build that out for you.
Yes. And Shalise even wrote a book about it.
Well, not the whole book, just
Not
pieces
the
of it.
whole book.
Contributed to it. Yeah, I don't have
There,
my.
there she
Here
is.
I am.
I
Yes.
don't think I have it like bookmarked, but I forget. All of the names of these workouts are so funny.
There was some
It,
like really creative ones. That's my favorite part of like programming is making up the names for them.
yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite name that you have?
Oh, my favorite one. Um, I don't know. I have a lot. There's Baby Got Back. I mean, all of mine are usually like song stuff, like Badonkadonk.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, Millions of Peaches. Like seriously, I play off all the songs.
204. 204. Tree Trunks.
Tree Trunks.
I remember the Tree Trunks program. Uh, I
Yep.
remember it when I was your client and my legs grew. That's all I'll say. My legs grew. I no longer fit into the jeans that I previously owned.
That is a fantastic problem to have.
Yes. Love it. Okay. Anyways, getting distracted. Let's talk about some splits. So first in my list, I had like a standard full body workout because I think that's where a lot of people start. Um, I would say that a standard full body, meaning like hitting every muscle in every workout, that's going to be ideal for people who have a consistent workout schedule, but they like to take days off in between, or they don't have time to go to the gym more than like 3 times per week. I'd say doing a full body routine probably capped around 3 times per week, if especially if it's the same exact workout that you're doing those like 3 times. You don't even have separate full body workouts.
Oh, do you do it like that? You write them like that?
Like what?
Like, are all three exactly the same? Or is it just a different variation for each one?
It depends on the client. If I have someone where they struggle to get to the gym 2 times a week and I'm trying to convince them to do three, I'll probably just give them the one and be like, see if you can make it happen. But I think like we've discussed this before, how a lot of my clients are kind of like the opposite of your clients. Like you have to convince a lot of people to not go to the gym quite as much. I have to convince people to go to the gym at
Wherever
all.
she is on your screen.
Yeah. So most of the time though, I'll give people at least 2 workouts that they like alternate between, where it's like full body 1, full body 2. They'll have that for 8 to 12 weeks and then we move on.
I want to talk to you about that because and again, it's probably my own fault because of the way I write them. But like you said, 8 to 12 weeks. Like the 4th week, my clients are like, okay, I need a new program. I'm like, okay, no, you don't. But okay. So I would love, Lauren, what? Lauren's on week 12 of hers. I think but are you actually, it's not 12 though, right? Like I just messed up the numbering on that one, didn't I?
No, it's 12.
Oh, it is 12.
Yeah.
I thought it was just 8.
We've been rocking and rolling for 3 months.
Yeah.
I just got tired of it this week, but it's okay. I'll do it forever if you make me.
It won't be forever, I promise.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I'm like a 20 to 30 weeks for me to really feel good about a program, and then I can switch it up.
and I think that's what people have to understand too with like programming. I know we're getting off on a little bit of a tangent here, so I apologize. But I mean, just like that week 1 and 2 are really just filling things out and getting your range of motion and getting the weights that you need, like, the order right, and just kind of filling things out. And then you finally get it, and you finally get that, like the form and everything down. And then, so why 2 weeks later am I going to change it again? Like you just got used to it. So you haven't even like, used it for hypertrophy or strength or whatever it's meant to be for you. So yeah. So like a lot of times I'm just like, do it again, work through the program again, or we just change rep sets and whatever.
Yeah. And if you are using your programming in a smart way so that you're progressing each time you get a new program, no matter how experienced you are as a lifter, that those first 2 weeks should need to be figuring out your new weights because you're better than you were before. Like if you let's say you had a program that had like dumbbell rows in it, and that was at the beginning of the year, and then that was a 3-month chunk, so 12 weeks, and then you did another program that removed the rows for 3 months, that's 6 months. You should see a difference in your weights, and if you don't, that's a problem. Like you should be able to reference your weights from the beginning of the year on rows, and then now in June or July, let's say, your next program that has rows, there should be some sort of increase there. So
Yep.
yeah, it's not like, oh, well, I'm like really good at lifting now, so I don't need those adjustment weeks. It's like, no, You do. You
Yep.
still do. Sorry.
100%.
But yeah, full body programs. I usually would not give those to people who are super concerned with building muscle, but they just want to be like strong and healthy, and like have a well-rounded fitness routine. Um, there's a lot of program flexibility there, whether it's with your exercise selection or your rep schemes, just because if you're hitting every muscle in every workout, you can only do so many exercises in a workout. So it's not like if you had a back day, you'd be going through like 4 or 5 back exercises at least. And then it's like, okay, well, I've already done those. What do I do next? If you do full body, it's like one and done. So you'll have almost endless options. So if you are someone who gets bored with the program, having kind of like a build your own full body routine, which I think Shalase, you said that you got programmed a little bit of build your own, where it says like, hey, pick a pulling movement that targets like this muscle. And then because you have your encyclopedia of exercises in your brain, you can pick one of those, and then it's like keeps it exciting while still hitting the same muscles or close enough to the same muscles each workout.
Yeah, I've been on that program, and it's a 3-day program. That's it. And I know it's not your full body like we're talking about, but it is 3-day program, 2 upper or 2 lower, 1 upper. And yeah, it's been build your own forever. And I've been doing the same exercises since November. So
Mm-hmm.
same exact ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say like if you're somebody who currently has a full body split or workout program, and you want to get more granular, that will probably help you with building muscle. Just because like the good thing about full body is that you're hitting certain body parts multiple times per week. But the bad thing about it is that maybe you can't get enough volume per muscle group to actually maximize your gains. And that's where I feel like a hybrid between well, okay, I won't get ahead of myself, but yeah, that's what I'll say about full body.
Yeah, and you can there's still hypertrophy that can happen. Is it best for like bodybuilding and stuff like that? No. I mean, but there's still, that's great for beginners too, people just getting back in the gym. And if you program it appropriately, there's still hypertrophy that can happen with it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
To me, the biggest downside of full body is that it's a little rough if you have to or want to go to the gym 2 days in a row.
True.
Yeah.
To an extent, because I feel like you can't. Maybe the first 2 weeks, I would argue maybe the first 2 weeks it would be, because you're kind of sore from the new stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
So you're hitting glutes the next day after you just hit them, and you might be a little bit sore.
Yeah.
But I think if you program it just right, you maybe not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would just be something to consider. Like if you're someone that has full body routine, but you are like, well, I have to go to the gym Tuesday, Wednesday, and then like Friday, Saturday, I can't do anything else. It's like, well, maybe you should just do like an upper lower or something, like maybe you should change your program based on your schedule.
Yeah, and still go with that 3 days a week, do upper, lower, and then total body. So you're
Mm-hmm.
hitting it twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many options.
Mm-hmm. I wrote a little note about a full body variation, which is anterior posterior, which I think is so fun because I think it just spices up. It's like, I'm gonna make a really stupid metaphor. It's fine. Yeah, it really just spices things up. It's like when they have bread or like mac and cheese as an appetizer at the restaurant, but it's not just mac and cheese, it's mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs. Anterior posterior is the breadcrumbs on top of a full body split.
Interesting.
Breadcrumbs and the bacon bits. Maybe some green onions. Yeah. I can't remember the first time that I heard about anterior posterior. It may have been Dr. Mike. Who mentioned it? And I was just
Really?
like watching a YouTube video.
Yeah. That's funny because I started writing those for clients recently. I want to say it was Dr. Allen, maybe Alan Bacon.
Oh, cool.
Maybe that's where I got it from. Was that 2 years ago?
All these doctor boys.
Yeah. But yeah, so that one's an interesting one. That one's Hi Gina.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Look at her enjoying her forest and that beautiful weather up there. Oh my gosh. Well, it's beautiful down here, so it must be even more beautiful up there. She says yes.
muted. You're
Oh,
muted.
Gina, we can't hear you. But I'm trying to read lips here.
Yep, can't read them.
Oh, she's raising her hand. Can I do it for her? I don't think I can unmute you. Oh, sorry, Gina. But yeah, anterior, posterior. So I just think it's fun to do like chest and quads on the same day and then back and hams on the same day. But then you might feel like you wake up and you're like stiff on one side and then so
Oh, she's texting.
okay. Next, should we talk about the bro split? What's your bro split definition, Shlace?
So bro split would be like what you said, like body part training, basically.
So like
So arms,
back and buys.
chest, back, quads, hamstrings. And I have like guys are really all about the bro split. That's probably why it's called the bro split. Thank you, Craig. But yeah, so I have some guys that will do like legs in the morning and then go back and do upper body later in the night. And I'm like, why? Like that is so much time in the gym.
Yeah.
But then like you said, like the chest, tri, back, bi.
Yeah, I wrote down back and biceps, chest and triceps, shoulders and arms, quads, hams. Like if I was going to write somebody a bro split, that's how I would do it. And then glutes would just be included in both the quad and the ham day as like accessories. But
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm obviously I'm not a man, so I can't say, but it seems as though guys have just like more gas in the tank when it comes to lifting. It's like, who would have thought? So it's like if that is the most satisfying to where like I could imagine if I had basically endless energy, like my muscles tap out kind of after like 2 or 3 exercises, and then it's just trash after that. So it's like me personally, I benefit from combo days where I'm not just doing like only back or, like having 3 to 4 muscles that I'm hitting in one day, I found has been really nice for me. But that's just because I feel like the quality of my sets declines if I put too much volume on one muscle group. But if I was a dude and I had all this endless energy, it's like, yeah, I would want to completely drain it. And I would want to do like 6 or 7 back exercises in one day and then be like, yeah, like so pumped. But then I would wonder, like, when that soreness goes away, wouldn't you want to do that same thing again? Like, that's where the bro split kind of, I think it has the biggest con is that you're only hitting that muscle group like one time per week.
Yeah, so I would think this is when I first started bodybuilding training in the gym, lifting, let's just say that. I did the bro split. And I gained muscle, but because they were newbie gains. So yeah, it was that. After a while, that's going to change. That it's not going to be as effective for you. You're going to need to get more stimulus from it after that. I mean, as you advance, your body needs a lot more. So it's good for that. Like you said, the guys may have more energy. I don't know what that's all about. Or let's just call it ego a little bit too. I'm going to go back and go to the gym and do it again because I can. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the people that just have a lot of time on their hands too, that they can spend that much time in the gym, like back in the day when it was their job, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys, when it was their job and that's what they did, that's what they did. They did bro splits like that, or like the 2-a-days, because that was all they did all day long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. What did I write here?
Gina has a
yeah.
question pertaining to the other ones we were just talking about, like anterior and posterior too.
Oh, she had a question?
Yeah.
Is it in the chat?
No, she's texted it to me.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about it.
So going back to the anterior posterior. So it says, oh, she's texting me right now too. So hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, one of the things about the bro split, I'll just finish this up. We'll wrap it up before you ask. I wrote that one of the pros was that there's dedicated days for muscle groups, so you can really get familiar with fatigue and mechanical failure of muscles. So like for a beginner, like you mentioned, Shalise, that could be really beneficial to truly like take things to failure in those early days. You'll get gains from it. And then once you no longer need to like find that boundary, once you're more comfortable with like, yeah, this is my boundary, and you're more efficient with your sets, like you can push yourself. You don't need like a warm-up set, like a bunch of warm-up sets, or you don't need to like practice a bunch to get more familiar with the movement. You can just perform. Then maybe you'll realize that like a bro split is not the best use of your time in the gym, because you shouldn't, not that you shouldn't need that much, but you might not need that much volume anymore to get the same amount of results.
Right.
At least volume on one day, right? You can sprinkle it out multiple days.
Yeah. All right. So going back to our anterior posterior stuff, it says the dogs might start barking here, so hopefully the noise sound thing will block them out. But anterior, if you do anterior and posterior, should you start with your weak side first, or the one you want to strengthen more first, or does it really matter? Since your legs, etc., may be a bit tired, even working one side over the other.
Meaning first as in like first during the week?
Like, yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Oh. Well, depending on how many times you're going to do it, I mean, because it's a 2-day, technically a 2-day split, usually 4 days per week is how many times you'd be going. So you'd get one workout each. If you're doing them back to back, maybe that's the question, is like if you do, okay, cool.
That was, she just said
that. Doing back to back days, I would probably suggest to do posterior first and then anterior.
Okay, and what's your reasoning behind that?
Because if you're like, for your upper body, I don't know that you're gonna notice a big difference whether you do either one. But for your lower body, if you do, oh, I don't know. I guess there's reasons for both, but I'll say that specifically for like quads, if you get your glutes and hamstrings roasted on your posterior day beforehand, then those are going to already be like a little bit sore, a little bit weakened, and your quads will have to take on the extra work when you're doing other leg exercises that are more like quad biased. You could say the reverse of like, well, do quads first, because then you just work your glutes and hamstrings, and that's a little bit more targeted. Like you're not really using your quads in an RDL or like hip thrusts necessarily. So maybe it is smarter to do anterior before posterior, because then you don't have that interference.
So I never thought about this until she brought up this question. So I was like, I don't think order matters. Like, no, because you're still like starting off the week with, starting one and then the next, either way you're going about it. But then as you started talking, I was thinking, if you think about it, posterior is a lot of your bigger muscles, your glutes, your hamstrings, your back. And so I would feel like maybe that you start with that, because those are the ones that are going to fatigue the most or the quickest. And then the next day do the anterior side, because they're not as big of muscles.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So start with that. But I don't know. There's an argument I think that would be like it depends kind of thing too. So like, because
Mhm.
hers specifically, do you start with the weak side first? Gosh, that's a really good question.
The weaker side. I mean, there shouldn't be like, depending on the exercises you're doing, maybe this would be something where you actually look at the program and then it's part of either you or your coach. When you write it out, you know which one goes first because of how it's been written. So like if there are exercises that use like a reverse lunge, for example, that's going to like maybe included as like a glute exercise, but it's using your quads as well. Or it could be included as a quad exercise, but it is also using your glutes. So like even mentally, what do you feel better? Like if your glutes are sore, are you going to feel okay doing a lunge? Or if your quads are sore, are you going to feel doing okay doing a lunge like for your glutes? For me, if my glutes are sore, I can still do a lunge for my quads. But if my quads are sore, I don't know if I want to do a lunge for my glutes. So like flipping it, you know what I mean? What'd you say?
Gina said that's why I just love lower and upper. Too much thinking.
Yeah, just like this is too much for me.
Well, here's
Yeah.
my thought on that one. Like as a coach and someone who has written a lot of programs for a lot of clients, I never once considered that, like I never once like, oh, I'm going to put this one first because of this reason. Like I just did anterior, posterior. I don't even actually know the order I put them in. I could look, but if I thought about it and like thinking about what we saw at Real Coaches Summit, where he was saying you want to double the amount of like 80% of your stuff should be pulling exercises and 20 is push, or wasn't it 80-20 that he said? Like
something like that.
Yeah. So like that's why I was thinking more, I would think more posterior, like I said, just because that's like you're hitting and targeting the bigger muscles first and getting those out of the way and then going into the smaller muscles the next day. Or do you want them to be super fresh and start with the smaller muscles on the first day? And then like, I honestly, personally don't think it really matters. Like it's overthinking it kind of,
Yeah. I would do posterior first. I'll say that's my final answer. But
Posterior first.
yeah. If you had to pick, that's what I would pick. Yeah. Hit it when you're freshest, combo of a lot of reasons, but yeah. Shows are one from the back, and so are workout splits.
That's right.
Okay. So about the bro split, do we want to say anything else about that, or are we all good there?
No, I'm good on that one.
Okay. So I would make a pretty bold assumption that if you're not doing a full body variation or a bro split variation, then it is an upper lower variation. Like those are kind of the three main categories in my mind of workout splits that you can do. Either you're hitting both your upper and lower on a single day, you're splitting up individual muscle groups. Basically, you're going to the gym more than 4 times a week. It's probably a bro split. And then upper lower, some kind of variation of that is the last category. So for upper and lower, I think that this one's really cool because it can be customized in a way that allows you to hit multiple muscle groups multiple times per week, which is a game changer when you're trying to build muscle. And there's a lot more flexibility with your schedule, whether you want to do workouts back to back. There's even like certain scenarios where you can do like 3 days in a row, which is not usually my preference, but sometimes it's got to happen because there's only 7 days in a week. And there's like a bunch of different variations where you can prioritize different muscle groups. So like Shalise, when you said you're on a 3-day program, so it's like 2 lower, 1 upper, or sorry, 1 upper, 1 lower, 1 full body.
No, you were right the first time. 1 upper, 2 lower.
one upper, two lower. There's like push pull legs, which is technically an upper lower variation. You've got like, I mean, two upper, one lower if you want to do that, but not have it be like push pull. You could even do an upper and then like a quad day and a hamstring day. So there's a lot of different variations. Is upper lower your favorite or most common program, Shalise?
Yes, usually. Yes. I actually do kind of like how would I explain that? I usually do 5 days and do like where it's like push. Well, I guess it depends, honestly. It depends on the person, the division, all the things. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different variations, but usually how I used to write it for most of my competitors was like a push pull lower. Well, we would do 6 days, push pull lower, push pull lower.
Yeah.
So for the 6-day program, or push pull lower, upper lower.
I like that.
So yeah, so that's how I write a lot of them. Especially the competitors, you know, we have to build the upper body, and so then at least they're hitting back specifically one day, chest and shoulders specifically one day, and then upper kind of everything with a little mix of arms, depending again on the division. Because you know, as most of my clients are female, so we only have to hit arms a little bit because you don't want them to get too big, because then your shoulders don't look as big. So there's all these reasons why. And you know, so I mean, yeah, I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, that's cool though. The hybrid of push pull legs and then upper lower, like combining those two together to make a 5-day program.
That's kind of my favorite.
That's the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, I would say that's a lot for my, especially newer people to competing. I think that's one of the best, to develop their upper bodies, and then they get the 2 days of lower day. Even for a lot of my bikini girls and even fit model too. Some of the times I'll do. Actually, no. Actually, that's a lie. My bikini and fit model girls are doing usually 3 leg days, and then it's 2 upper days.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I was gonna say, if you're only working your legs one time per week, you're leaving gains on the table.
Yeah.
Literal gains are being left unattended at the table. Not good. Let's see. I can tell you guys my current program, which is fun. Right now, I am doing kind of like a build your own full body, where I just select different muscles for each day, but there's some that are consistent. So I'll go 3 times per week, prioritizing my lower body and then just kind of like maintaining the upper. And I'll have like between 5 and 6 exercises per session. So with the main muscle group, I'll do like usually 2 exercises, and then there will be like 3 other, is that math? 3 or 4 other exercises on top of that. So the first day we could call a quad day, and then there's also glutes, chest, shoulders, calves. So it's almost like an anterior day, minus the glutes and calves. And then the second day is almost like a posterior day. Hamstrings would be the main muscle, then back, both biceps and triceps, and then glutes, calves again. And then the third day is more of like a true lower day, where it's glutes, quads, hams, calves, but then with also like some core exercises thrown in there. So very lower dominant. But as far as like training certain muscles for glutes, like 3 times a week, I think is the sweet spot if you actually want to see growth in your glutes. Calves, same thing. They can handle a ton of volume. And if you look at my calves, they're not impressive. So that's why they're in there 3 times a week. And if I was going 4 times a week, they'd be there 4 times. And then as far as like chest and back and arms and shoulders and, you know, all the other good stuff, like if I wanted to do more on a certain day, I could, but that's just like a maintenance thing. Like if I hit those 1 time per week, then we're doing good. But if I wanted growth, I would need to go more than 3 times per week and double up on some stuff. Probably get rid of some of the glutes. So
Yeah, and then the one thing I want to touch on is how many exercises you're picking. It like seriously, I think 7 or 8 is stretching it. Like you can keep it at 6 and have a complete program for everything on each one of those days, especially or even if you're doing it 3 days a week. So that's another thing. So, you know, if there's 40 sets on your program, that's a little bit ridiculous. So be careful of that too. So if you're building your own program, like 6 exercises is great.
mm-hmm.
I mean, if your 7th one is, you know, if it's like a lower day and your 7th one is abs, okay. Like something like that's fine. But like you don't need to be there all goddamn day. And that's the other thing. Like if you're spending more than an hour and a half in the gym, you're probably not pushing that hard. Because like you should be wrecked after that. Not wrecked. You know what I mean? Like it should be fatigued. Like you were saying, like after your first 2 or 3 exercises, you're like, I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
You should be if you're going to your whatever reps in reserve or rate of perceived exertion, your RPEs, you should be. And that's why those last 2, 3, 4 exercises are accessory movements. And most of the time, those are also machine movements where you're not having to work with stability, balance, and all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a machine and you're chill.
I always program an exercise where I'm like either sitting down or laying down after I do something like barbell rows or, you know, a really challenging compound movement. I'm like, okay, now I get to go lay down. Time to recover.
Yeah.
Let me take a seat here. Leg extensions, love it. I'll do them all day long. Just don't make me stand.
Yeah, like tonight, I just switched my program up just a little bit, and I ended on Bulgarian split squats. I'm like, that was stupid. That was a dumb one to end on. What was I thinking?
Worst nightmare. Oh, you're all shaky. You can't even balance. Like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I made a little list of like for if anyone wants to design their own program, I made a list of like what I think the best program is, things that they can do. So if you do want to build your own well-designed full body workout or just any kind of workout really, identify your target muscles that you want to focus on, and those should be programmed in at least 2 times per week, maybe 3 times per week. And adjust your program volume to allow for that. So, meaning what Shalise was just saying, don't have like 10 exercises in your workout just so you can get all these different muscle groups. Like change your program based on what you want to prioritize. So once you have those target muscles in there, you can hit all of your other muscles either 1 to 2 times per week. So have like tier 1 muscles, tier 2, and then tier 3 would be something like, I mean, not to hate on core, but I mean, we're bodybuilders here, so like core is tier 3, we know it. So like that's maybe something you do like once a week, 1 exercise, I don't know, maybe 2. Totally exposing bodybuilders everywhere, neglecting core. Only the less muscular divisions. I feel like women's, what do you think in figure? Is there like building up the abs, or is that mainly in physique? You think figure just happens naturally?
They still like to see, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a necessity, because you see a lot of those girls don't, but they still like to see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unlike bikini, where you get marked down if they can see them. So
yeah.
Well, maybe not anymore because it's more muscular now too, but
Who even knows?
for having abs, visible abs.
Yeah. Or clearly developed, because there's some people where I guess, I mean, it's not really, some people's abs seem to be more defined even if they don't work them. Like, like they just have more lines, like whether it's just the little, like a lot of the bikini girls, especially newer, just have like the little center line and like the two side ones. But you actually get into like six-pack territory. It's like a gang sign. Okay, what was it? What was I talking about? The best program? Yeah. So tiers for your different muscle groups, and then take into account muscles that respond well to training every single session. Like I was saying with calves, and then for me personally, glutes, because I'm only going 3 times a week. But if I was going 5 times a week, I wouldn't train glutes every time. I would train calves every time though. And like when I was trying to grow my shoulders, I would do like 3 or 4 times a week, and I was going to the gym 5 times a week. So there's just certain muscles that can tolerate that, and you should take advantage of it. And then do that for 12 to 16 weeks. So if you think about that, that means only 3 or 4 times a year you're changing your workout program. That should be your mindset. Not every 4 weeks. That would be 12 times a year, which is more than 3 or 4.
Yeah, with a lot of my programs, they're very similar anyways, or they're like just like changing 2 or 3 exercises or something for the next set.
Yeah.
It's mesocycle, I guess you'd call it. I guess that is what it's called.
Yeah. Yep. And like you'll know if a program is working or not. That's the thing. Is everyone on this call and everyone listening on YouTube, I know that you log your sets and your reps and your weights because you are dedicated gym goers that follow the rules, and the rules say you must log your workouts. Otherwise, shame on your family for eternity. No, not actually, but you
I
won't
love
see
the
any
check-ins
gains.
I get where they're like, I feel like I'm getting stronger. And I'm like, okay, let's talk. What do you mean you feel like you're getting stronger? Do you have data? Do you have proof? Are your weights going up? Are your sets going up? What is happening? Corinne, are you Corinne?
Well, wait, didn't she just post
To be
in the
honest,
Facebook group?
I downloaded an app last night, and actually, while we're camping, I'm putting everything in. So yes, it's in a process. My bad.
It was funny. I was watching Dr. Alan Bacon, his post today, or wasn't today, maybe it was yesterday. He was saying that he still uses paper and pencil to write things down, and how ancient that is. And people are like, what? So that was pretty funny reading that post, because I still see a lot of people with their little logbooks and stuff. So yeah, just going with your fitness logs off of Amazon. I put mine in my notes in my phone. So yeah. Obviously there's apps that do it for you too, if your coaches have certain apps. I just don't have that one yet. But yes, track your workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing about it. Here's the other thing I say to my clients all the time too. I'm like, I can't even remember what number I'm on when I'm counting reps. Like, how are you going to remember what you did last week on your weights? Like,
You're not.
I remember what leg I was just using when I was doing, step downs. Like, oh shit, come on. Like, if you can't remember that, you're not going to remember what weights you were using for every single exercise last week. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. That's all I got for everybody. Any other splits that we should mention that we didn't?
Gina just said, we all know you can't count.
Oh. It's it's a
whatever.
prerequisite for becoming, like, when you get your personal training certification, they say, can you count? You have to answer no in order to get certified.
It's always two more. Hey, it's not my job to count. You guys should be counting. I'm queuing. Just saying. You guys can count your own reps and count them out loud.
That's so funny.
Una says she has trust issues. I would too, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, again, I'm too busy talking and queuing. That's what happens. That's what I'm going to say. Count your own shit.
My favorite line is, I'm going to call this 7. Like, my brain is telling me this is number 7, so we're going to go with that.
Yeah. I always say, your muscles can't count. You're not even struggling. Let's keep going.
Yeah, good point. Right on.
All right.
Cool. Well, this is our last call for June, so we'll see you guys in a new month. Yes, if you would like to hear more from us, my Instagram handle is TaylorCE, TAYLORCE.
And then we have our team page at team_iron_and_lace. And then I am found at Shalace_IFBB, and Shalace is spelled SHELACE.
Excellent. I hope everybody has a fun and safe 4th of July. Woo-hoo.
Right. Yep.
Mhm.
Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Yeah. And we'll talk very soon.
Thanks,
Taylor.
guys.
Thanks,
Have a
ladies,
good
for joining
evening.
us.
Thanks, everybody.